I have sat in the Steelcase Leap and Amia chairs for more than 3 years, for as long as 12 plus hours, more days than I want to admit. And of the hundreds of office chairs I've personally had the opportunity to use, these are two that have qualities required to get that coveted S-tier ranking for comfort. Now, if you're not familiar with S-tier, it represents the best of the best. But these chairs are different. Will they be S-tier for you? This will really depend on a few things. One, your seat preference, sitting style, back support needs, and of course, your body size. If the Goldilocks story took place in the Three Bears' offices instead of their home, and she only sat in their chairs, not slept in their beds, well, then the Leap and Amia sitting experience still wouldn't fit the narrative. Why? Because one isn't ultra plush with the other too firm. Instead, both seats were actually designed with similar thickness and softness, with a focus on movement and changes in posture throughout the day, without hard or awkward edges on the outer rim that cut off circulation to your lower legs. There is, however, a difference between each pad that's created through a substructure that actually creates each pad's shape and how they feel when you sit in them. This results in a sitting experience that is more different than one would think, and your preference will likely be dependent on how your rear fits in each. The Leap chair ends up having a more contoured shape in the seat, and when you look at that sub-seat structure, you can see the difference in how it creates this contour. When you place both the Leap and Amia seat shells next to each other, the difference is much more noticeable. Ultimately though, the Amia has a flatter design overall. Now, while there's a vocal minority of people who don't necessarily like the Leap seat, I think it stems more from the shape of the pad than the actual thickness. The Amia, on the other hand, has fewer complaints of the actual seat pad, and this again is likely due to the fact that it does a better job spreading your weight across the pad and not necessarily pinching around your tailbone region. For me here, the preferred seat is the Amia, and that is my ultimate S-tier seat. The Leap still ranks high A for me, but my body fits best in an Amia. If you want to fast track your search for the perfect and most comfortable office chair for you, check out our office chair cheat sheet linked down in the description. Both the Steelcase Leap and Amia chairs are considered to be high-performance ergonomic chairs. If you're still sitting in a cheap gaming chair, kitchen chair, or even an entry-level ergonomic chair from Amazon, the sitting experience in a Leap or Amia is likely to increase your comfort and performance for many different types of sitting styles. One of the best parts of the Steelcase lineup of chairs, and more specifically the Leap and Amia, is how they're designed to promote movement and change throughout the day, without risking poor support as you change your posture. There are very few people in the world who find it comfortable to sit for 12 plus hours locked in one position. Having the ability to move around in your chair and not have to work around inflexibility of a stiff structure is definitely foundational to staying comfortable for these longer periods of time. Now, when you look at the design specifically on the seat of the Leap, the front edge of the seat pan naturally wants to flex with you as you move your legs in the chair. Now, the same thing is true for the Amia. This stems from the design in the sliding seat mechanism that incorporates a flexible yet durable system that helps to reduce pressure built up under the backs of our legs and lets you move around more easily. Now, if you like to cross your legs, this is also a nice feature to have. The backrest provides a similar experience, but the design is quite a bit different than the seat. If you've watched a lot of our videos, you've likely seen most of us copy Ryan's patented Russian twist. Now, this is done really to show flexibility in the backrest as you stretch in your chair and move around doing different tasks at your desk. The Leap is most flexible for both the seat and backrest, with the Amia feeling a bit less flexible. Most of this comes from the actual design of the lower seat shell and the backrest structure of the Amia. Now, if you like to move a lot, the Leap might be the best option here. Back pain, and more specifically lower back pain, are such a significant issue that in the US, each trend near the 90% mark on Google Trends almost daily since March of 2018. Almost 6 years later, the problem persists, and getting a chair to help provide better support for longer sitting sessions is paramount to comfort. The Leap and Amia have designed backrests that feature live back technology that's meant to provide supportive solutions for your entire back, with an emphasis on the lower lumbar region. Why? Because this is what helps to promote that natural shape in your spine and keep it supported throughout the day. But depending on how much support you require, one will likely be better than the other for your specific needs. For those who are looking to really dial in that lower support on your chair, the Leap provides a lower lumbar tension knob. Turn the dial on the side of the chair and you'll notice immediately how aggressive this lumbar can be. Pair that with the height adjustment feature on the Leap and you can really dial this feature into specific points in your back. In my opinion, if used properly, the Leap is one of the best, if not the best, when it comes to customizability in the backrest. Now, the Amia, on the other hand, is quite a bit different. When you first look at the chair, you'd really think there isn't much to its backrest. But internally, the live back technology is hard at work adapting to your back and how you move throughout the day. The height-adjustable lumbar provides adjustment not only for the lumbar itself, but the entire live back system, which can provide additional customization further up the backrest. Now, overall, there's definitely less customization with the Amia. It's sort of like the iPhone. Most of the hard work is done for you, and you just get to experience the benefits of the great design without much thought when or how to use it. The Leap, on the other hand, is sort of like an Android, giving a lot more customization. But will you even use it? Now, both backrests are S tier in my opinion, but depending on how you fit in each, which we'll cover in the next section, will likely make the decision which is best for you. No matter how good a chair might be for me, if you don't fit in it, your experience will be significantly different than mine. This is why I think we see people across the web giving such wildly different takes on specific chairs, and this includes the Leap and Amia. The first thing you have to consider is that just because Steelcase puts a 400-pound weight capacity on both the Leap and Amia doesn't mean that if you're 350 or say 400 pounds, that these chairs will be a good fit. Understanding what dimensions you require here is a really good place to start. If you're a tall individual, the Amia will likely pose some issues with seat depth and back height beyond about, say, 6'2 or 6'3, depending on where you carry most of your height. While the Leap's backrest and seat make it a good option for most people up to 6'5", beyond that, I think that both options here probably aren't the best fit. Now, if you're 250 pounds and taller than, say, 6'2", I would be extra cautious with the Amia as there is a good chance this chair will feel much too small. Now, if you're, say, up to 275 or maybe 300 pounds and 6'5" or under, the Leap I think is probably the best option. But beyond that point, you'll probably want to consider the Leap Plus or even a different chair from outside the Steelcase lineup. If you want to fast-track your search for the most comfortable office chair, check out our office chair comfort cheat sheet linked in the description.